I sat on the couch, staring blankly at the TV. Ryan was beside me, but he seemed miles away. He was engrossed in his phone, a sight that had become all too familiar. I shifted slightly, hoping he'd notice and maybe strike up a conversation, but nothing. He didn't even look up. The seeds of doubt had been planted months ago. I couldn't pinpoint exactly when things started to feel off, but by April, I noticed a change. Ryan had grown distant, his affectionate touches and playful banter replaced by cold indifference. I'd reach out both emotionally and physically, only to be met with rejection. "Not tonight, Sarah. I'm just tired," he'd say, brushing me off as he turned away in bed. At first, I blamed myself. Maybe I wasn't exciting enough. Maybe the stress of quarantine was weighing on us both. But as the weeks turned into months, my suspicion grew. The little things, the way he turned his body away on the couch, his reluctance to make eye contact, the guarded way he held his phone, began to gnaw at me. I tried to push the thoughts aside, convincing myself I was being paranoid. Ryan loved me. We'd just celebrated our first wedding anniversary with a beautiful dinner at home, complete with a bottle of our favourite wine. He couldn't be capable of that, could he? One night, unable to sleep, I rolled over in bed and caught a glimpse of Ryan's phone screen. His face was illuminated by the soft glow, his fingers moving swiftly over the screen. My heart skipped a beat when I saw the name at the top of the chat. Emma. Emma was a friend, a good friend. She'd been over to our house countless times, shared laughs with me, even offered her support when I'd been laid off last month. Seeing her name there sent a wave of nausea through me. I pretended to be asleep, but my heart pounded in my chest as I strained to hear the faint sound of his typing. Then I caught a snippet of the conversation. "Emma, I wish I could be there to hold you. Ryan, she tried to seduce me last night. It was pathetic. My breath caught in my throat. I couldn't believe what I was reading. My hands trembled as I sat up, startling Ryan. "What the hell is this?" I demanded, my voice shaking. Ryan's face went pale. For a moment, he looked like a deer caught in headlights, but then his expression hardened. "It's not what it looks like," he stammered, though his tone lacked conviction. "Don't lie to me, Ryan. I saw it. I saw everything," I snapped, my anger boiling over. Ryan sighed and ran a hand through his hair. "Okay, fine. Yes, we've been talking. But it's not like that. Not like that," I repeated, my voice rising. "You've been talking to her behind my back, mocking me, and you think that's okay?" He didn't answer. Instead, he stared at the floor, his silence speaking volumes. My world crumbled around me. The next morning, I called Emma's husband, Mark. My hands shook as I dialed his number, but I knew he deserved to know the truth. Mark was stunned. "Are you sure?" he asked, his voice barely above a whisper. "I saw the messages," I replied. And when I confronted Ryan, he admitted it. Mark was silent for a long moment. Then he said, "She told me they kissed back in February. I thought it was just a stupid mistake, but now," his voice broke, "now I don't know what to believe." I felt a pang of sympathy for Mark. We were both victims in this mess, betrayed by the people we trusted most. I wanted to comfort him, but I was drowning in my own pain. Ryan didn't try to deny it anymore. When I pressed him, asking why he'd done it, he shrugged. "Quarantine was stressful. I felt trapped. And, I don't know, Sarah. I think of you as a friend now. That's all." His words cut deeper than any betrayal ever could. We'd been married for just over a year. I'd thought we were building a life together, a forever. But now he was throwing it all away like it meant nothing. I moved into the guest room that night. Everywhere I looked, I saw him. His clothes in the closet, his toothbrush by the sink, the half-empty bottle of wine from our anniversary still sitting on the counter. The house was a prison, each room a reminder of what I'd lost. In the weeks that followed, I started therapy. At first, I struggled to open up, the pain too raw to put into words. But slowly, with the help of my therapist, I began to unravel the tangled web of emotions inside me. I started journaling, pouring my thoughts and feelings onto the page. I wrote about the good times with Ryan, the way he used to make me laugh, the promises we'd made to each other. But I also wrote about the betrayal, the way he'd shattered my trust and my heart. One day, my therapist asked me a question that stuck with me. "What do you want your life to look like a year from now?" I thought about it. I wanted to feel strong again. I wanted to reclaim my sense of self, to find joy and purpose outside of my marriage. I wanted to move forward, even if the path was unclear. My journey wasn't linear. There were days when I felt like I was drowning, unable to escape the memories of what I'd lost. But there were also moments of hope. I started reconnecting with old friends, exploring new hobbies and applying for jobs. One afternoon, I packed up Ryan's things and left them by the door. When he came to collect them, I felt a strange sense of closure. This was my house now, my life, and I was determined to make it my own. As the months passed, I began to feel a sense of peace. The pain was still there, but it no longer consumed me. I was rebuilding, one step at a time, and I knew I'd come out stronger on the other side. My story is one of heartbreak and betrayal, but it's also a testament to the resilience of the human spirit. I faced unimaginable pain, yet I found the strength to move forward, to reclaim my life and to rediscover my worth. And in the end, I proved that even in the darkest of times, there's always a glimmer of hope.